Hi, my name is Sarah Phillips, and I'm with Usborne Books and More, and I'm really excited to talk with you a little bit more about what Usborne is about. So, with Usborne, we have two publishers. One is Usborne Publishing in the United Kingdom, and then we have Kane Miller in the United States. With Usborne, we strive to instill a love of learning in kids of all ages, from infancy until young adulthood. The books are engaging and educational, exciting, and colorful. Um, Usborne received the Children's Publisher of the Year award in both 2012 and in 2014, and that's not a huge surprise because parents absolutely love Usborne books, as do their kids. With Kane Miller, we like to say that Kane Miller is good for the heart. The goal of Kane Miller is to introduce children to the world through stories. So the books are written all over the world and then published in the United States. And again, these books are for all ages. So together, both Kane Miller and Usborne provide us a really well-rounded product line. And now I just want to show you some of my favorite books that I feel like typify um, what we have to offer at Usborne Books and More. So I'm going to start with our baby books. We have the That's Not My series. I'll hold it up here. That's Not My Bunny. And That's Not My Puppy. And we have a whole bunch of these. So these are really great for babies through about preschool age. As you can see, the colors change on with every flip of the page, and this really captures their attention or recaptures it with every turn. There's repetitive language to help them develop their language. So we have, That's Not My Puppy. Its collar is too shiny. That's not my puppy. His ears are too shaggy. And so they repeat one line and then they introduce a new descriptive word on every page. Um, these books are also great for sensory development. Every page has that element, and these are really sturdy books with well-rounded edges, so babies can really beat on these books and they'll last for a really long time. Next, we have a really neat King Miller book called Muddle and Match. This is actually a series. This is Muddle and Match Monsters, but we have them in several other topics. And this is another great one for language development. Let me read you a page to show you why. So we have Marvin the Magnificent Monster makes mighty milkshakes for his massive mates at the Moonlit Mega Monster Mansion. So we have alliteration to show those patterns in language. And then another really cool feature, kids can actually flip different elements of the story, different parts of the story to create their own brand new story. And there's endless combinations. So this is a great one for stimulating the imagination and developing their language for littles. So another great series that we have at Usborne are our dual readers. This is a smaller dual reader. We also have them in a larger format, but this is called the Little Book of Train Stories. And the way dual readers work is that at the top of every page is a line written at the first grade level, and at the bottom we have lines written at the second grade level. So you can actually read these books with an early reader. So the child would read the top, what's that noise? The train puffs down the track. So you could actually just read the top line and the story makes sense and it's a great story. Or you can have the parent or sibling join in. So the early reader reads, what's that noise? And the parent reads, it's the train, it's coming, says Mrs. Boot. Look, it's a steam engine, says Poppy. How exciting. So this, we have a bunch of books that are dual readers with several different themes and collected volumes, and these are definitely a favorite for many families with those early readers. And speaking of early readers, I want to move on now to another area where Usborne really excels, and that is nonfiction. So this is what we call as part of our beginner series. We have a bunch of topics. This one says storms and hurricanes. And the way the beginner readers are set up, you have chunks of information. This one says cold storms. And we have chunks of information. You can read as much or as little as you want. And like the That's Not My series, the backgrounds often changes color to re-engage the child with each flip of the page and also to help those with learning disabilities refocus on the page. And then once your child really advances in their knowledge and reading skills, we have a higher level and series that's similar called the beginner or called the Discovery Adventure series. And again, this is similar format, but more detailed, higher level reading, but still the chunks of information that are really engaging, the really fascinating images. So keeping on the nonfiction track here, Usborne has really amazing encyclopedias and reference books that are super engaging for all ages. I'm going to show you one of our big books. This is called The Big Book of Stars and Planets, and we have other big books. This is kind of like a reference book for younger children, ages 4 and up. So these are gorgeous books. They have really pretty indestructible pages. They're like a thick cardboard, and they have these gorgeous fold outs. So you really get, you know, a lot of fascinating, engaging information about the topic. So these are huge favorites with kids and parents. And lastly, Usborne really does a great job engaging children with flaps and other interactive features. So here we have look inside your body. We also have peek insides and see insides of all different levels. My children just love this book. They really remember more information when they discover it under a flap. And honestly, as an adult, I love our Lift the Flap books. Some of them are really, I feel like I'm learning from them too. So now I want to move on from nonfiction. That's just a small glimpse, but to another area Usborne really, really excels, and that is our classics, really introducing kids to the classics and engaging them very early on. So one area that you can, or one book you can start with early on is called Fairy Tales for Bedtime. These are the classic fairy tales from around the world, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. I can't get it so you guys can see it. Okay, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. We have Little Red Riding Hood. And these are, you know, really just beautiful illustrations, rich language, but they're in a format that is perfect timing for bedtime. My 3.5-year-old can sit through these and be exposed to great fairy tales and enjoy them and be drawn in by the illustrations, but then an older child can also enjoy these and read them on their own when they're ready. And then as your child progresses with their reading skills and their interests, actually, I wanted to pick up a different one first. We have the Illustrated Stories series, and these are original or great classics that are retold to engage readers at a younger age than they would normally be engaged by some of these greats. So here's the story of Pegasus. These are the Greek myths here. And you see the gorgeous illustrations, and you know the text is just right for engaging a younger child, you know, with the illustrations, or as your child advances, this would be really great for a child to read on his own and really become familiar with the Greek myths. We have illustrated stories from Dickens, illustrated stories from Shakespeare, and it's just a wonderful opportunity to help your child learn some of these amazing literary works early in life. And then as they mature, we have the illustrated originals. These are the unabridged original versions of classics. So here we have The Wind in the Willows. And look at those illustrations. And we have Heidi. We have a whole series of these, Wizard of Oz. This is actually my favorite series. And again, these are really high quality with attached bookmarks and hard covers that will last. And before we go, I wanted to touch on our activity books. These are so wonderful. Usborne really excels with activity books that really can engage your child's mind when, you know, it's a rainy day or you're standing in line and you don't want to turn a screen on. We have so many options. So one option are the Wipe Clean books. These come with a dry erase pen. These are great activities. We have ABCs and 1, 2, 3s. They're reusable. We have amazing sticker books that are for older kids, Ancient Egypt, and for younger kids, The Market, several different levels of those. We have Seek and Find. This one is for like very first book of things to spot. So it's kind of a my first Seek and Find. These are great for engaging kids into discussion. This is a fantastic book even for speech therapy because it has prompts for the parents and child to discuss all the images. And then for your older Seek and Finds, we have like the 1001 Things to Spot in Fairyland and other themes for other interests. And we also have tons of drawing books and painting books too. So that's just a little glimpse into the world of Usborne, and I really look forward to talking with you more about what we have to offer. Thanks. Bye.